you good morning and welcome you to Blackpool.
The nasty town of jokes, gays, AIDS and drugs.
This is a shower of shite.
We like coming here.
Because it's always got wine. It's always got wine.
It's beautiful.
Me and Jeff are going to go to McDonald's later.
That's nice. I'm actually, at this very moment, picturing you all naked. It's very scary on the front row where I can see all of you. The problem of the disappearance of our lovely friendly bees. You can see I get all the good ones. No, I'm really buzzing about this one. Bees are an integral part of the healthy food chain. But they're also conference. I really apologise to the delegate for this. I'm a victim. I could go on and on here, but we are supporting it. I trawled the front of Blackpool when I arrived on Friday and I bought him a yellow and black onesie and a pair of plastic wings, and I said to him, look, Paddy, sometimes in this job you've got to get into the part.
We, the public, were on the receiving end of a gigantic sting. Yeah, come to order. Something very disturbing and disquieting is happening.
You can say that again.
I'm hoping that you can see this.
Yeah, I could give a shit.
I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of £1.
Nobody cares.
Well, you'll listen carefully again.
What are you talking about? This is insane.
If you don't know what that means,
Nobody does.
brilliant, I'm halfway there. When I wrote this 6 months ago, 7 months ago, well, I didn't actually write it, that's all. This is true, I know you think I'm nuts. I was going to come here a couple of years ago and do this, but I've waited.
Well, I'm so glad you did.
I could talk on this subject for an hour, easy. And I wanted to... No. And I know for a fact that alarm bells are already starting to ring behind me. I suppose I'm sort of here telling you your future. Shit! Let's just get back on it. You're going to be like in an electronic concentration camp.
This is the worst time I've ever had. I hope I never see you again.
No, I was in a dentist the other day, and I read this article in a magazine.
Delegate, you've run out of time.
Oh, all right. No, it's all right. No, listen. Oh, no, thank you, I love you a bit.
Run out of time.
Yeah, I'm out of time. I got a right to reply.
Thank you.
Never want to see him again.
Fifth division. Yeah, I can't. Black hair. I can't see whether you're a man or a woman, just your black hair. Sorry. I can only see the top of her head, okay. Chap with a ponytail. Is it? I'm assuming it's a chap, and yeah. Bad lighting, okay.
I am a female, as Jeff now knows.
These robots. Robotization is robots. So why am I talking about robots and you guys don't know things?
I have absolutely no idea.
This technology is here to stay.
A question that I have asked my colleagues and I have asked management is, what is the legal definition of somebody who looks over 25?
So your next full-time rate is £3.50 per week, and part-time £1.93 per week.
The GMB is $330 per week, and part-time $193 per week. This would take us to a scale A rate to 242 and scale C to 155. There are many facts and figures I have before me that I could spend time on and talk about, and it may seem like a kind of dry address, but it is important for the human to exist. So the difference between scale A Ulster rate and United £1.88 per week. The difference between
John, just before you go on, I know we've gone past the 5 o'clock mark. I've got to suspend standing on just with conference's position. Is that okay while we finish this section? Do you agree? That was brief. Did you want the right to reply, John? To yourself. Rachel's got to watch him.
We were asked if we thought this individual was over 25. But what a stupid question.
I struggle when people are nice to me. I'm sort of, I'd rather have sarcasm.
He's an idiot. Absolute nutcase. A fool.
He's an idiot, but he's funny.
Jeff?
Retire.
Jeff?
It is my last ADM.
Wait, Jeff's retiring?
Not true. That's impossible.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Hell no! 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 I refuse. No! No!
Yes? Yes?
No! No! No!
Just a long way to go.
Hey Jeff, somebody thinks you're pretty darn special.
No apologies for being a little bit sentimental over this.
See you later. I have to go now.
Happy return to you. Happy return to you. Happy return. Happy return. Happy return to you.
I think I need a whistle. You know what I mean? Me and Mum
on Facebook. Sorry, Jeff, Facebook. That's a social net. I'll explain later.
And just for the record, mate.
Yeah.
I have about 1,200 friends on Facebook.
At least I'm not as uptight as you, Jeff. At least I'm not uptight like you.
No comment.
Well, Jeff, this is a little hard to say, but it is with overwhelming appreciation that we thank you, Jeff. You were about to step into a much-deserved retirement. We'd like to share with everyone a look back at your time here as we bid a fond farewell.
We would like to get #treading on Twitter. Can delegates please remain sat in your seats? The amount raised at Irish Night was £2,085.41. Can you put one in?
Jeff.
I'm going to lie down. Has anybody got anything to relax me? It's just a question. I was thinking of a McDonald's coffee voucher. I don't know what you know Michael. There's a typo apparently. Supporting members with mental health problems. Are we there?
Oh, I think Jeff is great. He's so funny. I love Jeff. Great character. Great character.
Jeff, his facial mannerism are superb.
Always makes us laugh. And before I even came there, everyone was saying, oh, you love Jeff. He just makes everyone laugh.
Some of the things he comes away with is funny. It's really funny.
I will miss Jeff, yeah.
Well, I certainly wish Jeff well in his retirement from presidency.
Simon, is that all? Is that everybody? I know it. Thank you. Can you get somebody to tell me so I know?
When someone like John retires, leading figures in the world of politics and trade unions will say nice things about him, and rightly so. He has been around a long time. And while they will tell you the nice things, now they know he's retiring, they'll also tell you the truth as well. This was John, aged 12 years old. His mum said wearing a balaclava would keep his head warm. Who knows? John could have changed the whole course of football fashion. Just imagine Duncan Ferguson in a straw bow tie, Wayne Rooney in a flat cap, Lionel Messi in a bobble hat. When he wasn't playing football, John loved nothing better than watching great football being played at the highest level. But he gave all that up and decided to support Everton instead. And now, whenever John has a free Saturday, you'll find him and his wife Lynn in their seats at Goodison Park at 3 o'clock, humming along to the Z-Cast theme, looking forward to an Everton victory. Of course, Everton very rarely win. And that's when the trouble starts.
In the office, we're always very, very sensitive about have Everton won or lost. And we realise that when Everton are not succeeding, and their lack of success is entering its third decade, that this creates an atmosphere for our meetings that is not always very positive. So what we've had to do at the opening of our meetings to make John feel at home, we have to play the theme tune of Z-Cars. So this music, so when John comes into the room, we play the music of Z-Cars, and you can see he already gets a sort of a bounce in his step. And then we don't show this image, but I think what we have here is John as kind of chief inspector. I mean, he does confuse the role between general secretary and chief inspector.
It's a bit disappointing to me, personally, that I've not so far been able to get John down to Carrow Road to watch the mighty Norwich City. But talking to some of those who have been to a football match with John, I think I may have had a lucky escape.
Yeah, well, I have season tickets for Arsenal, and I can't say I'd want to take John to a football match again.
And I've been to the match a few times with John and Lynn, but I tell you what, not anymore. Every time something goes wrong, Lynn in particular really kicks off. The trouble we've had with the stewards.
Yeah, I think as a double act you could probably compare them to Bonnie and Clyde.
You always know when the Alex are here. You see the extra security, police and that, helicopters. And there's a camera there just pointing at their seats. Most of the lads won't work this section. Always kicks off. Gets a bit tasty, you know.
I think if there was a file and Merseyside Police had a file on who should be the biggest football asbab in the country, then I think John would be top of the list for them.
John claims stories of bad behaviour are just malicious rumours put around by Liverpool supporting general secretaries from other unions. John argues that if they were true, Everton would have banned him years ago.
You have to laugh. We have tried to ban them. But the staff in a club shop, they're all us now. He just keeps threatening to bring them all out on strike. Shut the shop. Shut the shops, he says. You don't think it's keeping this club going.
John's is a real rags to riches story, rising from the back streets of Liverpool to become a major figure in the trade union movement. But he's never forgotten his humble beginnings as a charge hand at Guinness, and he's never let us forget it either.
When I worked for Guinness, from my days at Guinness, I was shop steward at Guinness. When I worked in Guinness is when I worked in Guinness.
And it wasn't just during conference speeches. John talked about Guinness at every opportunity.
Every time I met John, we first had to start hearing about his days in Guinness.
And you know, the first time I heard that story, I was incredibly moved. On the 483rd time that John told me the story, and he would go on about it, and on about it.
I think when John talked about Guinness, he was always trying to make this point that, he really was a man of the people. He was just an ordinary working bloke. But we all know he's a bit more middle class than that.
Desperate not to be seen as too middle class, John became obsessed with telling everyone he met all about his working class roots. One of the great things John will be remembered for is his generosity. He's someone who genuinely enjoys giving gifts, and he always seems to find the right gift for the right occasion.
Very often trade unions will bring really beautiful gifts and paintings, various sorts that we display in Congress House, and then Usdaw gave us this.
John's Guinness obsession became embarrassing for everyone, but probably the person most deeply affected by it was John's long-suffering deputy, Paddy Lillis, a man who grew to hate St. Patrick's Day. Despite his addiction to Guinness, John will be remembered for having transformed Usdaw into a modern, progressive trade union fit for the challenges of the 21st century. But there was still more he wanted to do. He had big ideas for how the union could be run even more effectively.
I would have been happy with the odd flogging of somebody who didn't do what they said. No, I don't mean brutally, like with sort of nails or anything. Just something to make them think. And then I put a balcony at my office there so I come out like Caesar.
But seriously, I want to wish John all the very best on his retirement. He's been a great ambassador for Usdaw, the trade union movement and the Labour Party. John has often said it doesn't really matter what the politicians and trade union leaders really think of him, which is probably just as well. What matters most to him is the connection he made and the powerful bond he built with the Usdaw membership.
Do you know John Hannett?
No.
Do you know who he is?
Not off the top of my head, no.
He's one of the no, actually, I don't.
No, I'm terrible with faces though.
That is John Hannett.
Wasn't he in the bill or something?
I do remember Z-Cars a long time. I was near to a grasshopper.
He was one of the criminals, was he not?
50 years ago, John Hannett was aspiring to make football history on the back streets of Liverpool. And as General Secretary, he's been making political history as one of the country's most influential trade union leaders. So what's next for John? Having seen his conference speeches and been in meetings with him, I think John's future lies in acting. If, that is, they ever remake his favourite TV show. Maybe he might like to follow in my footsteps. It waits. That's what he does. And I'll tell you what. Tick, follow, talk, follow, tick, follow, talk, follow, tick.
Best that was nice.
Perhaps I can't hear you out. Here's to your dream. Here's to you, I have. And the fat drummer hit the beat with all his heart. Here's to waiting.
Okay.